Well, well, last night got a little bit interesting because we got leaked WhatsApp messages. And remember, these leaked WhatsApp messages, which you are about to see, come from someone who is a Tory MP. It can't come from anyone else but someone who is currently a sitting Tory MP. And it shows the level of despair, the absolute unleadability of this party, and the fact that Rishi Sunak himself, as we've said for well over a year now, he is not a leader. Like, he could not lead this party out of a paper bag. He could not even lead them to McDonald's because they'd say, screw this, we're all going to Burger King. That's how bad a leader Rishi Sunak is. And yet, still lurching on. And we've had the big reset, the 7th in 18 months. You just cannot keep on having reset after reset after reset. And after this vote in particular, and we'll get into this vote as well, because all kicked off after this vote, and this is what these WhatsApp messages are referring to. It just goes to show you the sheer, like, the fact that these MPs are so demoralized, I think, is part of this. And if you are a leader, part of your your mission as a leader is to keep your team, happy, keep up the energy, keep them, give them some vroom. And that, if you've ever been in a leadership position, is incredibly hard. You've got to provide direction, you've got to provide the energy. Is Rishi Sunak providing the energy? Not one bit. And oh my, this is what is going to lead to a lot of people speculating today that there might be another defection. So I'm doing this obviously a lot later today. So maybe there has been, maybe there hasn't. Maybe it's all got really wacky. If you want to find out a bit more about that, then please do watch my video I made today for the Pony Club members and the Patreon members. Again, links down below. And also you can check out the Buy Me Coffee link as well. Buy me coffee and the YouTube thank you button as well. Or you can always just click the like and share button. And again, leave a comment down below. It all helps out the channel. So let's crack on into this, because my word, did this, it feels like this is going to have some big repercussions. It honestly feels like it's going to have some big repercussions. So Tory MPs shared despair at PM's top team over the Commons vote in leaked WhatsApp messages. So the frustration and despair of Tory MPs that they now feel towards Rishi Sunak's top team has been revealed in leaked WhatsApp messages obtained by Sky News. One MP called the parliamentary operation an absolute shit show and crazy, while others said that they were at a loss at the handling of such a crunch Monday night vote, excluding MPs arrested on suspicion of serious sexual or violent offences. So there is a lot of fury amongst these Tory MPs after most of them found themselves on the losing side of the vote of the Lib Dem and Labour motion to exclude any MP arrested for serious offences from the parliamentary estate, which would then bring Westminster into line with many other workplaces. So this is what it was all about. And they wanted to try and change this because, as we'll see in a moment, Miriam Cates said, oh, but now there's going to be all these spurious accusations now leveled at, Tory MPs. Anyway, so the bulk of Tory MPs did back a different plan. They wanted to exclude MPs at the point of charge, arguing that MPs could easily become the target of vexatious complaints. So it was a free vote, which meant that MPs did not have to vote on party lines. So there was no whip whatsoever. So this was a completely free vote. And your whole thing here is the difference between arrested and charged. And that can be, well, a lot of weeks, because we've seen throughout all the scandals that we've had of MPs who have been arrested, and then it's taken a couple of weeks for all this stuff to sink in. It's all been kept very, very much hush hush by mostly the Tory party and CCHQ to try and keep this on the down low. And then, of course, it all explodes when the charges come out and all the accusations come out. It just makes them look even worse. And the fact that they don't want to even bring it into line with like modern workplaces speaks volumes, to where most of these Tory MPs really are. And it is all about trying to defend not, victims who might have been, abused by Tory MPs or anything like that, who have quite, a serious, a power, there's a definite power dynamic in this situation. But they want to do it so that, oh, well, if they do get arrested or anything like that, at least they can still vote, at least they can, still vote. At least they can, go and, vote for us. But anyway, however, in a move that now baffled Conservative MPs, when the Commons vote came in to overturn the opposition motion, the Tory whips did not put up the tellers, the vote counters, so that it could not be held, meaning that the opposition motion passed. So normally there would be an attempt to sort of, as was said here, where was all this, action? Basic functions of a political party, or at least the ruling political party, do not even seem to be in operation. There is just the party itself is just falling to pieces by this point, and how long it can limp on for, who knows? But it gets even worse. So, this often happens because of disorganization or confusion about events in the chamber, meaning that the top team, Sunak's top team, did not know what was going on in the chamber at the time, and often marks a failing of either the Tory whips or the Common Leader's office, and figures are now appointed by Sunak. WhatsApp messages show a government minister, Anne-Marie Trevelyan, summoning Tories after initially losing to the Lib Dem vote, saying, anyone on the estate who didn't vote on the amendment, please return ASP. Lost amendment by one vote. Otherwise, the decision is arrest, not charge. Keeps on coming. All these things. So there's Anne-Marie Trevelyan who said this. It then wanted to say, Jill Mortimer came in and said, we need to vote down the motion. Jack Breton, another MP, said, we must vote down the whole motion. Slane Saxby said, this is vote. Greg Hands came in. I will definitely vote down the motion. This vote. Brendan Clark Smith came in. An attack on basic civil liberties. Referring to Andrea Lebson, absolutely this. Comes on now, Theresa Coffey saying, and voting no keeps you aligned with the commission. Anthony Brown, division off. Jack Breton, unbelievable. Paul Langton, what's happening? This is crazy. Miriam Cates, because there were no tellers for no. By the time this was understood, it was apparently too late. Angela Redsom MP, what an absolute shit show. Angela Redsom, a sad day. A lesson in what a Labour government will lead to. Oh no. Punishing people when they might have, committed a crime by, not allowing them on a, parliamentary state, which is, as I said, most organizations' workplace, that tends to be, the workplace plan. But it gets even more funnier. Miriam Cates once again. I am completely at a loss to understand why those of us who shouted no were not told that there were no tellers. Brendan Clark Smith saying, Angela, but I hope her interview goes well then. Unbelievable. Jack Breton, we're now all going to be banned from the estate now. Miriam Cates, watch the vexatious complaints roll in. Oof. Um, yeah, this is going to lead to a lot of, I think, upset Tories. A lot of upset Tories. Because if this is now the lack of discipline, the lack of not even really knowing what's going on in the Commons chamber, this really shows just a party completely falling apart at the seams. So there might have been today, based on this, because how would you get these WhatsApp messages? You would have to have been a very senior Tory MP, and certainly someone who is in, who has like what Miriam Cates in your phone number, because there she is, Miriam Cates, Angela Edson, Teresa Coffey. That seems to me to be some pretty big dissatisfaction in the Tory party over this. And I have to think there's going to be some sort of repercussions for Rishi Sunak. Question is, what? Will it be defections? Will someone resign from cabinet? Will we get a post Boris Johnson situation? Will this finally trigger more letters into the 1922 committee? Who knows? Maybe we could be talking about this moment in like a year or two time as like this was like the beginning of the end or the start of the beginning of the end. Who knows? But hey, you started off your week. This is meant to be a grand reset, and that's what ends up happening. That this is our current government. It's an absolute shambles. But anyway, as always, thank you very much for watching. And of course, as always, we'll see you all next time.